Here's an update from the KSHB 41 Weather Center. All right, we had one round of thunderstorms and many areas got quite a bit of rain, but not all areas did. Kind of interesting. These are radar estimated totals. Your rain gauge may read different, but you see there in Leavenworth County, and it certainly didn't split around Tonganoxie this time. 2.8 inches there, 3.9 between Leavenworth and Lansing. But then you go 10.5 miles to the northeast, and there is northeast of Platte City, 1,400. Now, most areas have been in pretty good shape. Down south of I-70, Johnson and Jackson County, these are the areas that have really been missed a lot by the rain. And if you look closely, there were still areas that got missed. Look, parts of Johnson County there, Olathe to Overland Park, only about 1/10 to 1/2 inch of rain. And then up there, Buckner too, less than 1/2 inch of rain. But there was a little area there from downtown to between Blue Springs and Lee Summit that had almost 1 inch. We're not done yet with the rain. As we take a look at what has fallen so far over the last 24 hours, down in southern Missouri, they have been hit so many times this spring, and they got it again, another 4 to 7 inches of rain last night, and that's where the main show was. But again, not done yet. We're in a flood watch. Even in areas that haven't seen rain, can get flash flooding because the ground is drier and it'll run off faster. But a lot of areas have seen quite a bit of rain, and so we're in a flood watch. But really, the main threat would be flash flooding, and that's for tonight and into Monday morning. So we take a look at the setup. We see here on Sunday afternoon, as I'm recording this, the thunderstorms from this morning have moved off into southeast Kansas, southwest Missouri. That has stabilized the atmosphere for this afternoon and into the evening. But there is a cold front coming and another disturbance to our northwest, in 90 in Goodland and 86 in Concordia. Right from that front all the way back into the Rockies, that's where we're going to see thunderstorms form later this evening, and then that will be our chance, the next chance of thunderstorms after midnight. Let's take a look at our latest powercast. This is 10 p.m. Pretty quiet, so if you have evening plans, it's really going to be pretty nice in the 70s to near 80 degrees and not much wind, so really pretty good and really no chance of rain. You can't rule out an isolated thunderstorm, I guess, but overall it'll be dry. Then we get all the way to midnight and 2 a.m. This is when things start to get interesting. There's a line of thunderstorms forming somewhere, either from St. Joseph to Columbia or on the I-70 corridor, and it's going to be what we call kind of a feeder band into the main complex of thunderstorms coming out of the Rockies at 2 a.m. And then you go to about 4 a.m., a line sags south, and the line coming in from the west. Any of these lines can have some strong winds. I just don't think it's a widespread damaging wind event, but there could be some strong wind in some of these thunderstorms. Then you get to about 7 in the morning. If you notice, the thunderstorms are here, but you see, it's not solid red and orange. It's not a solid line. So that means the damaging wind threat is low at this time. Now you can still get flash flooding, you can still get strong winds with some of the thunderstorms, and we'll just have to see if it organizes a little bit more. And then you have heavier rain and thunderstorms up in northwest Missouri, and then it all moves off around noon. But if you also look after the noon hour, there's a couple lingering little boundaries around that could produce a few thunderstorms tomorrow later in the afternoon. So we'll watch that, but those would not be severe. So how much rain are we expecting? Well, we're going to be tracking the main band. There's going to be a band of 1 to 2 inches of rain, possibly 2 to 4 on this data. It's got it along the Kansas-Nebraska border to northwest Missouri and into southeast Missouri. That band, the shape of it is probably correct. The location, north or south, probably not correct, not confident. It might be, but I'm not confident on where it's going to be. Will it be 30 to 50 miles farther south, 30 to 50 miles farther north? Will it not be quite as solid? Its thunderstorm's not as strong. Something we'll just have to watch. But we're going to be tracking that, and it's in that band where you can get flash flooding because it will come down pretty hard in a short amount of time. So yeah, in our area, you can see once again, and we talked about this yesterday, just like it laid out today, you had 2 to 4 inches of rain in some spots and almost nothing in others, and that's the same kind of thing. Unless you're in that band coming from northwest to southeast will be where there could be some flash flooding and the best chance for damaging wind. Again, it could still shift around a little bit. Hopefully it rains in parts of Johnson County where rain has been hard to come by over the last, significant rain has been hard to come by over the last few weeks. So here's our specific forecast tonight to midnight. Tonight through midnight, we are looking at 75 to 80 degrees and a nice evening under a partly to mostly cloudy sky. Then we're looking midnight to 8 a.m. that's when we have a good chance for some periods of showers and rain and thunderstorms. The main threats will be damaging wind and flash flooding. We'll just keep an eye on that. And then tomorrow, any widespread rain and thunderstorm activity will end in the morning, 8 to 10 a.m. at the latest, and then we'll see these new scattered thunderstorms form possibly during the afternoon, see how numerous they really are, and then that should be it for a while. So hopefully your yard or farm will have gotten the rain it needs. Most have over the last few days, because Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are dry. Then we look at 4th of July weekend. There is a system we have to watch. Right now, it looks like it would be time for Saturday into part of Sunday for some showers and thunderstorms. Right now, the 4th of July itself, just a slim chance of rain, and then Monday, was beginning of the work week, is a slim chance of rain. So we will watch. There's probably no chance of rain, so it's really Saturday into Sunday, but we'll have to refine that forecast as we get closer to it. Have a great week ahead and a happy 4th of July. Stay healthy. Stay with KSHB 41. We'll keep you advised.